the moment of my greatness flicker. The marmalade, the tea, to have squeezed the universe into a ball, to have bitten off the matter. Lazarus, come from the dead, tell you all. That is not what I'm.
He only had one choice: pass the curse or die. What would you do if a deadly entity walked after you non-stop, and the only way to survive was to sleep with someone else? That's exactly what Jay is about to face. The movie opens in a quiet suburban neighborhood, where suddenly a young girl starts running. She keeps looking over her shoulder as she crosses the street, clearly trying to escape from someone. After a while, she reaches her home. Her father steps outside and asks if everything is all right. But the girl doesn't even stop. She rushes past him, jumps into her car, and speeds away. She drives for hours, constantly checking her mirrors, as if something is chasing her. Eventually, she stops at a beach and calls her family. In a frantic voice, she tells them she loves them very much and begs them not to worry about her. After the call, she sits on the sand, waiting for something. The next morning, she's found dead in the same spot. Her leg is twisted in a brutal act of violence. The scene then shifts to another suburban neighborhood. In a backyard pool, Jay, a young woman, is swimming. Inside the house, her friends are watching a movie, but Jay isn't interested. She has a date to get ready for. That night, she meets her date, Hugh, at a movie theater. While they wait for the film to start, Hugh spots a strange woman in a yellow dress standing near the entrance. He quickly asks Jay if she can see the woman too, but Jay says no. Suddenly uncomfortable, Hugh insists they leave. Jay asks why, but Hugh lies, saying he doesn't feel well. Their date ends abruptly, and they go home. The next morning, Jay tells her friend about the date.
I was acting kind of weird last night.
She clearly likes Hugh and hopes it will turn into a real relationship. That night, they go out again, have dinner at a restaurant, and talk. But as they chat, a mysterious figure slowly approaches Hugh. Later, the couple drives to a secluded spot and shares a romantic moment in Hugh's car. But before Jay can get dressed again, he suddenly attacks her from behind. He knocks her out with chloroform, and the next thing she knows, she's tied to a wheelchair in an abandoned parking lot. Hugh looks regretful and promises not to hurt her. Then he explains why he's doing this. He reveals that a mysterious entity follows him everywhere. Everything started when he slept with a girl, and her curse passed to him. The only way to pass on the curse is to sleep with someone else. And the entity can take on the form of anyone, so you never know who it really is. Jay doesn't believe a word of it and screams for help.
Love.
But Hugh wheels her to the edge of the building and forces her to look. Suddenly, Jay sees a strange, completely naked woman slowly walking toward them. Hugh tells her she needs to sleep with someone else to pass on the curse, or the entity will eventually catch and kill her. After this, Hugh drops Jay off at her friend's house and flees before anyone can track him down.
Is everything okay?
Don't let it touch you.
Jay's friends rush to help her. They call the police, and Jay is questioned about what happened. The police investigate, but find nothing. Hugh was using a fake name. The next day at school, Jay is in class when she notices an elderly woman in the distance, wearing nothing but a nightgown. The woman looks completely out of place. Strangely, no one else sees her. Jay instantly realizes it's the entity and panics. She grabs her things and leaves the room, but in the hallway, the same woman appears again. Terrified, Jay runs out of school and goes to the store where her friends Kelly and Paul work. Her friends don't believe her story, but Paul offers to stay with her that night. It becomes clear that Paul is in love with Jay, and he's willing to do anything to be close to her. Seeing his bravery, all of them agree to stay with Jay to make her feel safe. That night, Jay struggles to sleep, paranoid about being watched. she quietly goes downstairs and finds Paul watching a movie. He tries to comfort her, but she barely listens. Then, they hear the kitchen window shatter. Paul goes to check but finds nothing. Scared, he runs upstairs to wake the others. Meanwhile, Jay is left alone downstairs. She decides to check the kitchen herself. To her horror, she sees a scarred woman limping toward her in a disturbing way. Jay runs to her friend's bedroom and slams the door behind her. Everyone tries to calm her down, but she's traumatized. She finally accepts that the curse is real, even though her friends still don't believe it. After a moment, one of the friends decides to open the bedroom door, revealing an empty hallway. Jay feels relieved at first, thinking she was just imagining things. But suddenly, a disturbingly tall man walks in right behind her friend. Jay screams and immediately escapes through the window, climbing out onto the porch. In the next scene, Jay arrives at a local park on her bicycle. Her friends catch up to her and try to calm her down. Seeing how paranoid Jay has become, the group decides to track downhill to get some answers. Later, they manage to find his address, but the place is abandoned. Refusing to give up, they keep searching and uncover old photos and clues that lead them to Hill's former school. Once there, they finally discover his real address and learn that his name is actually Jeff. Without wasting time, they go to his house and confront him. Jeff immediately apologizes and explains that the same thing was done to him after a one-night stand.
Look, she could do the same thing I did.
He tells them the curse is real, and the only way to escape it is to pass it to someone else.
All you can do is pass it along to someone else.
Hearing this, Jay and her friends are shocked and decide to get as far away as possible. They start listing safe places, and one of them suggests a friend's cabin. Jay loves the idea, and they all agree to go. Days pass, and the group begins to forget their troubles, having the time of their lives at the cabin. But one day, a strange woman approaches Jay from behind. It's none other than the Death Entity. The woman grabs Jay by the hair, leaving everyone in a panic. Paul tries to help, but because he can't see the entity, only Hanko can do anything. The group runs to a nearby shed. Jay grabs a gun and shoots the entity, but the bullets do little to stop it. Terrified, she closes and locks the shed door. Shockingly, the entity punches a hole near the bottom of the door. Jay waits, but sees nothing crawling through. When she bends down to look, a small boy with a scarred face jumps through the hole. The entity has changed shape to fit through. Fortunately, Jay flees the shed and jumps into her car. In a panic, she drives away as fast as she can, but ends up crashing into a cornfield. In the next scene, Jay wakes up in the hospital. Her friends are by her side. She's hurt, but not seriously. They tell her she'll need to stay for a few days. Jay begins to panic again, believing the entity will corner her in the hospital. But her friends try to reassure her, promising to stay with her. At this moment, Jay realizes she has only one way out. She must sleep with someone to pass the curse on. Greg agrees to do it, still not believing in the curse and wanting Jay to feel normal again. That night, they share a moment together in her hospital bed. A few days later, Jay watches Greg's house from her window and sees someone breaking in through the front window. Shocked that she can still see the entity, she calls Greg to warn him, but he doesn't answer. She rushes to his house. Inside, she finds the entity upstairs, disguised as Greg's mother. Jay bangs on Greg's bedroom door, trying desperately to warn him. But when Greg opens it, he suffers a brutal and painful death. Horrified, Jay runs out of the house and drives away. She knows the entity is after her again. Shaken by what she witnessed, she drives to a beach, the farthest place she can reach. There, she sees a group of guys and tries to seduce them, planning to sleep with one of them to escape the curse. But at the last moment, she changes her mind and returns home. The next day, Paul offers to help Jay. He confesses his feelings for her and says he's willing to take the curse if it's the only way to keep her safe. This time, Jay refuses and instead thinks of a plan to kill the entity once and for all. Later, the surviving friends break into a local pool facility. They bring a bunch of electrical appliances, hoping to electrocute the entity in the water. Jay acts as bait and waits for the entity in the pool. After a while, she sees it walking toward her. But their plan falls apart when the entity begins throwing all the electrical objects into the pool instead. It's smarter than they thought. Jay panics and submerges herself to avoid the attacks. Her friends try to help, but they can't see where the entity is. Paul grabs a gun and shoots, guided by Jay's directions, but he accidentally hits one of the girls in the leg. As the entity continues throwing things at Jay, one friend cleverly throws a sheet over it, revealing its shape. Paul immediately shoots it in the head, causing the entity to collapse into the pool. They think they've succeeded, but the entity rises again and grabs Jay's ankle. It tries to drag her underwater to drown her. Luckily, Paul fires several more shots, finally forcing the entity to release her. The group assumes they've finally killed it. But then the pool begins filling with a strange red liquid. The entity is nowhere to be found. Their plan failed again. Realizing the entity can't be killed, Jay changes her mind and sleeps with Paul that night. The curse passes to him. In the final scene, Paul drives through the city, searching for someone to pass the curse on to. He stops his car near two prostitutes, considering speaking to them. And just like that, the movie comes to an end. Like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you more amazing recaps. I'll leave 2 more video recommendations for you. That's all for today. See you next time.